Yeah, well, they're still talking about this stimulus. If this was to be approved, the market is not anticipating this stimulus getting passed. I think the expectations are low. So if you did see this stimulus pass, and I know the House had 2.2 trillion, it looked like the administration was at 1.6 trillion. If they could meet in the middle, you would see a massive rally in the stock market. I think what's potentially likely to happen if they don't get this done right away before the election, you could see a second executive order. There was about $380 billion of the first stimulus, the CARES Act, that has not yet been utilized. And likely what you could see, if they don't come to an agreement between the 1.6 and the 2.2 trillion, that the president would effectively say that this money has been allocated by Congress. We are going to reallocate it by executive order, which would lead to enhanced unemployment benefits and potentially a second stimulus package for those most in need. And that would also be very, very bullish for the economy. So if one of those two things happen, which is not yet priced into the stock market, I think you're going to see equity markets around the world move even higher.
Okay, let's move to another market, especially in Asian market. How do you see about the Asian market? Do you see that economies in Asia is still vulnerable right now, as in the middle of the pandemics?
Yeah, I think you're seeing tremendous data coming out of Asia, particularly out of China. We've tracked it very closely because what we've seen in China is they're about 3 months ahead of us in terms of the recovery, because their initial cases in their epicenter peaked about 3 months ahead of us. And what was most important, you saw manufacturing and construction and industrial leading China, but there was a worry about the consumer. And as we saw last month, for the first time, you saw positive consumer spending. You're seeing record restaurant bookings. You saw domestic air travel in August at 86% of pre-pandemics. It looks like September could be closer to 100% of pre-pandemic levels. So we're very bullish on Asia and the emerging markets coming out of this. And we're seeing data, even looking at 80% of cinemas in China are reopening. The shopping malls are reopening. And this is very, very positive, because in the developed world, we're a little bit behind. And if we can look forward to things like this, retail sales, discretionary sales of cars was up 11.8%. So it's data like this, which is very, very promising, both in China, which is going to affect the whole of Asia, and you're seeing it in the Australia numbers and in Southeast Asia. So this is